Hi, it's Jill from Jilly Bean Studio. I hope you can join me today for some fun, playing in some mini journals and doing some art doodles. Welcome to the channel or welcome back. So on the desk today and in the video, I am playing with some mini journals that I have been working in for the 100-day project. 100 days of using scraps. So we are I think we are just about to the halfway point when this video posts, about day 49, I think. So congratulations if you are doing the 100-day project as well. This year I took a very chill out approach and have really been enjoying it. Also, by the way, before I forget, I have these April printables in my Ko-fi app. And yeah, the 100-day project for me has been very relaxing. I go to my art table every day and play with scraps, do a lot of collage, art doodle on the scraps. And the last week or so, I grabbed some extra paper that was sitting in a pile. And you may recognize this process if you've done it before, paper dyeing, but I used the Easter egg dyes that were leftovers and just really did a grungy job with this, but I really like them. If you want a full and more artsy tutorial, I would check out Natasha at Treasure Books. She has an awesome tutorial on this where she really goes and arts them up, but I just crinkled them, put them out in the sun in a tin container and let them dry. So I'm loving those grungy bits. I'm going to use those today as well. And yeah, so for the 100-day project, all these little mini journals have been hanging out on my desk, and I go to them with all of the little paper scraps that I set aside each day. I've also worked a bit in this altered book and have really been enjoying art doodling and some of the tangle patterns from Zentangle. So that is about the halfway update for me. And in today's video, I've grabbed a hot cup of peppermint tea. I hope you can grab a cup of something that you enjoy if you want to settle in. And I thought I would take some scrappy bits and do some art doodling. And then by the end of the video, I am going to flip through the junk journal here on the left that I use for my Creative Monthly journal, do a little bit of update on that. And I'll also flip through this little journal that I'm going to work in with the art doodles. I guess I didn't have a plan for this journal, and I guess it is turning out to be a doodle journal. So the 100-day project for me is no plan, go with the flow, and I'm finding that it is so enjoyable doing it this way. So as you may see already, I've plopped in some of those really grungy Easter dyed papers. And today I want to glue in some of these doodles. I've been using Posca pens. I love it. I love the spring colors, the greens and the yellows. Little bit of a rainbow there. And both of these journals are a flow style journal. They are tied in with some eyelash ribbon, so I can pull things out to work on them. So it's very helpful if I want to get really messy. This is a little bit of a Zentangle tile. In the last video, I was using some Zentangle patterns. I have Verve, and the flower is called Carpet Daisy. I still want to shade that a little bit. And then this style I really love. There is an artist called Claire Youngs who does beautiful cut paper collage. And I was looking at some of her doodles, so I was very inspired by that, doing that little sun. And then, yeah, I'm just going to glue those into that journal at some point. At this point in the video, I'm going to grab a few circle helpers here. I have some tapes, and I thought we'd do a couple doodles together. I live in Connecticut in New England, and this weekend there's a little bit of prep, and maybe where you are prepping and buying those special glasses, but we are right on the cusp of a solar eclipse. So I don't know. Are you a person who's interested in that? Are you going to go out with your solar eclipse safety glasses and take a look? But I know some friends who are. I did buy the glasses, so these doodles are I'm definitely feeling the solar eclipse right now. And I thought I'd go in and just play. So we'll get some shapes down. I'm really liking the eyebrow nose sort of shape where you combine that. I think that's a fun way to doodle some of the features. And we'll get a little bit just simple mouths in. Yeah, so I keep this bowl of offcuts of watercolor paper, some of that Bristol paper that's a little bit heavier cardstock style, mixed media paper, and then it's so fun to use those scraps for doodling. And I usually tear or cut out around the shape, and I've been gluing them into the different mini journals. Okay, we're getting some sort of facial features here. I'm going to use a bunch of pens today. I do have a micron, and that's really good if you're going to add any water to your paper, because that is a permanent ink. Gonna go in with this leaf shape for the rays. Yeah, so lots of fun and chill out time doodling in the journals over the last 10 days or so, working my way to the midpoint in the 100-day project. Gonna go a little wild here with some of these rays, laying in a little bit of a shape. So how is your April journaling going? Are you doing the 100-day project? Art journaling, junk journaling? I would love to know in the comments. Do you doodle or tangle? These mini journals are so cute to work in. I'm really loving it. I'm going to speed up the video now. I'll do that a few times. I went in with the micron pen. I'm using an 05. I love this one for art doodling. Filled in more of the sun rays. Got a little bit of wildness on the right. But again, I like to cut out my little mini doodles so I can trim up some of that wild mane there. And I think I'm going to go in with the Posca pen, but I also was considering some of these art dyed papers too. Maybe a bit of cut paper collage, I'm not sure. All process right now, figuring out. But look at this, I think this was in a pile of papers that I had, and I'm really not sure, but I think this is rice paper. Look how transparent that is. So that's a possibility. And I do have these Crayola Super Tips in a lot of fun, bright colors. I don't have my watercolors with me. I moved to a different room and I didn't bring them along to do my art doodling today. So if I'm gonna use like a watercolor style, you can definitely use those markers with a paintbrush, and so that's an option too. So, are you in an area of the world where you will see the solar eclipse? I'm thinking, I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I love nature and science and all of that. We are in the, I guess they call it the path of totality or something. We're in, I think, a 90% area where if you can actually see it, if the sky isn't completely clouded over or raining or whatever, I think we could actually get a pretty good view of it here. So yes, I was I don't know if my glasses are authentic or not though. I was one of those people that bought the solar eclipse glasses, and I don't know, they say they're okay for it. So we'll see. I do have some friends who are actually traveling up to some of the other New England states as a little bit of a trip to check it out. Yeah, so anyway, do you have solar eclipse plans? We'll see what Monday brings. I love these Posca pens, the colors. They're an acrylic paint. And I find when I do any sort of art doodling, I really just get into a flow and add on the layers. All right, now this part is quite the experiment. I am not sure, but I thought one way to add color, and I obviously could have done this before I put in the face, but I didn't think about that, was to maybe try this more transparent paper. And then of course I have to draw the face in again. So let's see how this goes. One of the things I love best about art journaling and journaling in general is experimenting. So thanks for coming along today for this experiment. Okay, this could work. The pen works nicely on the paper. It's not bleeding or anything. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to try plan B. This is how it rolls, friends. Doodle with me. Let's see this. Oh, I do like that color. Yeah, these Crayola super tip markers work really well as a kind of a watercolor paint. And very similar to watercolors, they'll go on and then dry a little lighter. Get some of the orange in. Excuse me. Ooh. Okay. Brighten her up a bit. The paper is pretty wet right now, so I think I am going to have a little bit of drying time in between. I often don't use a heat tool. Okay. I might live a little dangerously and cut her out. Yep, there we go. Sped the video ahead. I did cut her out. She is slightly damp still. And now we have doodle number 2. A little bit of a profile there. I'm going to go through this process again. speeding up a little bit, but we'll get some bright colors on this sun. I like the leafy shapes. I tend when I doodle to put in a lot of the organic shapes. And we'll be cutting this one out as well. Yeah, still wet. Here we go. She is still wet. But that's really the main idea. Take a pen that is water resistant or permanent and add some color, and there you go. You have a lot of fun doodles. It's a great way to use scraps. I'm finding it's very satisfying to take a pile of little offcuts and then add bits and pieces to your journal. So here they are a little bit later in the process, and I went in with a gold gel pen to kind of finish them up. For the last part of the video, I'm going to do a little bit of a flip through here. I took a few minutes and glued in the art doodles, so I'll take you through that. And then the other one is my monthly junk journal. I still have to shade this one, so I didn't glue this one in. I think I might even try some marker there for shading. More of that Easter egg paper. Have a Beatles quote there. And I made that little rainbow as a tuck spot. There she is on some collage paper. And there's her friend. Quick, easy, fun to do. Now the gel pens are not permanent, so you do have to be careful. Put those as your last layer. Added another botanical doodle that was sitting on the desk. That one actually is a Zentangle pattern. And some more of those Posca pen doodles. Yeah, so this little cute journal is coming along and has started to become an art doodle journal. And then for the month of March and April, I am using this junk journal as my creative monthly journal. I always jot notes in it, and I found these Eric Carle collage flashcards, and I've been adding them for tuck spots and pockets throughout the journal, and then I'll put in my little notes. I like to do a lot of hidden journaling when I write about my day. This is a little floppy though. I think I have to tighten the binding. I just have it, again, loose eyelash ribbon. Oh yeah, and now these printables are cat hands from her Ko-fi app. I love that sunflower washi tape. So is the one on the left, cats. Paper clipped in a bunch. This is mid-March. Just playing, loving the spring colors, jotting a few notes about the week. And this particular page is from Cat Hands Challenges. Check her out. She has so many fun things going on her channel. But this is her mixed media morsels, and this year it's called Layers of Fun. So you do backgrounds, do mark making, glue things down. So that's from the March challenge. A found object. I really enjoyed that. And then this is towards the end of March. Some of my printables. A little bit of watercolor doodling there. And some Posca pens. Yeah, so that brings us to April. I am going to use this little junk journal for 2 months. And again, these printables are there for you for the month of April if you're interested. I hope you enjoy them. And thanks so much for stopping by the channel. I really appreciate chatting with you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.